You know, this case that we're about to talk about is remnant of what happened to Jordan Davis back in 2012, where he was shot and killed for having loud music at a gasoline station. Now we have another brother, same scenario, just not at a gasoline station, being killed by a Mzungu for having loud music. So the young brother was named Aiden Ellison. He was 19 years old, you know, just starting out in his life. Now, this Mzungu, by the name of Robert Paul Keegan, he's 47 years old. He claimed that he went outside because the young brother was playing music around 4 a.m. in the morning. They were staying at a motel. He said the young brother didn't want to turn down the music, so he went back in his place. He went back in his motel, got dressed, grabbed his 9mm Mossberg handgun, and went to complain to the, front desk. So the front desk, went out there actually and was actually talking with the brother. Well, he showed up again, trying to tell him he should turn it down while the front desk people are actually talking to the brother outside. Because this happened outside. He starts arguing with, this particular white supremacist. And what he ended up doing was he pulled out the gun and shot the brother in the chest. Now, the bullet pierced his heart and lungs, and the brother died at the scene. Now, when the police got there, he said that, well, he was punching me in the face repeatedly. So because he was punching me, I had to, shoot him just to protect myself. But the autopsy, proved that he had no marks on his face. The young brother had nothing on him to back up that story at all with his fist or anything. So the dude was straight lying, trying to get out of, the charges that was put on him. Now, they said that in an affidavit that, Keegan showed reckless and extreme indifference to the value of human life. He did do that. Now, they talked about the history of Ashland, Oregon, and they said Ashland, Oregon was originally a sundown town. Oregon claims to be super liberal, but is less than 2% of the whole state's population is black. Now, my motto, I've said this many times before. If you are 2%, 10%, or whatever the population of a state, you really don't need to be there. And if you know the history of Oregon, Oregon started, it was like a super white supremacist area. It was supposed to be an all white state. They had on the books that black people could not even be in that state, and they had just kind of took that law off the books in the early 2000s. I mean, look it up. Black people was not ever supposed to live or be residents in Oregon. Just to let you know that. I told y'all, when you have our population that low, it's going to be a higher probability of you dealing with one of them because they more emboldened when it's less of us. See, when you have more of us, like in the South, in the major cities like your Houstons and your Dallas and your Atlanta and New Orleans, places like that, it's a little bit different, on some things from what I've seen just over the years, covering the stories. So according to the Ashland police, they were saying that this guy, when he pulled his gun out of his coat, that was even illegal for him to do so. He shouldn't have been doing that whatsoever. So the Jackson County Circuit Judge, Lorenzo A. Meja, he was presiding over the case. He unsealed the affidavit when he had a public records request from the Oregonian, okay? They stated on the documents that the medical examiners just straight found out this dude was lying, and he was charged with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, reckless endangerment, and an unlawful carrying of a firearm in connection with a deadly ordeal. He pleaded not guilty to all of that, and he was supposed to be arraigned during the arraignment, but he remained in jail with no bond. So this is what happened to this young brother. Now, we all got to be on alert. We always got to be careful, brothers and sisters, out here, because I told you, if you see one of them coming up to you, just straight arguing with you, being bold with it, and good well on a good day, they don't even try to speak to you. they go on the other side not to bother with you. But when they get real bold, I told you many times, they got something. You better expect that. They got a knife, a gun, a taser, something. They got something while they getting bold with you like that. On a one-on-one, because we all know one-on-one, unless you're a guy they feel they can just knock out. But the average young brother like that, no, they're not gonna approach you like that. They'll call the police. Now, all he had to do, it was that big of a deal, he told the hotel staff, right? At that point, hotel staff supposed to handle that, and he supposed to be out of it. That's really how you're supposed to handle any kind of unruly guest, right? But he felt that, hey, sure, I got this gun. I'm ready to use it today. He arguing with me. He not bowing down to me. Oh yeah, I got to kill him. And that's exactly what happened. The remnant to what happened to Jordan Davis, and may that brother rest in power. You know, his mom is a congresswoman right now, Lucy McBath. So, you know, I just shake my head at these stories, brothers and sisters. It's like this senseless killing, you know, that happens to a lot of black people in this nation. And like I said, I cannot wait to next year. I know travel gonna open back up next year. I can't wait to get to the continent. I need a break. I need a good break from these people and their wickedness in Babylon. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation, you know, in this particular story. Like I say, he needs to be underneath the jail. But, you know, we see this over and over and over and over and over again. And at times, you know, I don't report on this all the time because, like I say, it's so much. I mean, every day we seeing something happen. And you notice, like I said, they keep trying to take out our young boys and our men in our community. You notice that. It's like whether it's a race soldier or whether it's just a regular Mzungu running around, they have it in their head, they feel that they can just take our brothers at any given time. That's why I always tell people, you got to be on your head on the swivel. And when you're living in Oregon, I'm going to repeat that again, less than 2% of the population is black people. You really got to keep your head on the swivel. I don't know why black people are up there whatsoever.